Ladies and gentlemen, it's the same thing, different introduction here on the show. It's the same thing, different introduction. Z showing Bernard in his freaking camera roll, and as you can see, every fingerprint in the book on his screen. Imagine getting attacked by that guy.
See, a lot of people don't know when Ed knows, but when we first got him, he would like attack left and right. It would always be me. Sometimes it'd be Annette. Sometimes it was Danielle.
Yeah, he'd be on the top of the freaking kitchen counter.
Yeah. I'll never forget the first time he attacked me too. He like got he got butter off the counter, and he was eating it, and I reached down to grab it, and then he attacked me when I tried to grab it.
He should have did more than that.
That guy, yeah, you're right. That guy's a joke. But
well, what's it like knowing that he's a whale now?
Yeah, he is. He's very overweight.
Are you thinking that?
Yeah. I think I have a picture of him. I think I showed Nate the picture. And you guys can just see. Look at that.
That's 110 pounds. Easy.
Oh, God. And like, if I zoom the photo out, just look at the difference in the size.
Oh, what's he getting his haircut?
It's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be on Tuesday.
The day before we get in.
Guy's getting skinned.
Guy's getting skinned.
The thing is, he actually looks a lot better that, Annette takes him to, an actual groomer. And
well, that's what she needs to do. That's what she needs to do. No, she can't be doing it herself.
No. Yeah. And I don't have pictures when she did it, but just believe our word when we say it was just atrocious.
Oh, atrocious. There's a reason why he's also called John Deere. So
who's the better hair, me or him?
What, currently?
Yeah, currently.
Oh, easily Bernard. See, there's a reason you have a beanie on. It's not because it's cold. Freaking Z started balding at age 24.
That's personal information. That's personal information. We don't need to give that out, Ed.
Yeah, we don't need to give that out. Yeah. Well, guys, as you can see by our background, by the thumbnail, by the title, we will be talking about the upcoming NBA playoffs, and I can't wait to get this episode over with because the NBA is a sleep fest.
The season's way too long.
Season's way too long. Guys sit out. It's vacation during season.
Yep.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So, NBA playoffs, honestly, I'm be honest before we get into it, I'm really not that excited about it in the sense of I don't really find it that intriguing this year. I don't. Now the West, in terms of the West is a little unpredictable, which is good. But there's nobody in the Western Conference that I view as a championship caliber team.
You're gonna have a lot of people. That's why I think a lot of people disagree with that. You're gonna have a lot of people disagree with that.
No,
but I'm not disagreeing with
the
it.
Nuggets, the Kings, the Suns, the Lakers. No, sorry,
casuals.
Casuals. So if anybody doesn't agree with that, I don't know how you view a championship caliber team. Not ones in the Western Conference. I don't care what anybody has to say.
Right. So. Right. Yeah. So I mean, our this episode is it's gonna be our predictions. We're gonna have a one-time prediction, ends bracket, mine bracket, and at the end of the playoffs, come August, we'll see. I don't think Ann got the joke there.
Come August.
You don't think year round, Z? Yeah, that's year round. The season ends in what, June?
July.
And then July.
Yeah.
And then it starts back up in October.
Yeah.
It's awful. It's awful.
No, it really is. Yeah, season ends in June, NBA draft free agency in July, and then it starts right back up. So
yeah. Well,
it is. It's terrible. I think it's the same. I think it's the same way with hockey. I think hockey needs to shorten their season. Number one, it's absolutely an atrocity. There's no reason hockey needs to be being played in June. Why does hockey need to be played in June?
Well, we're not going to talk about hockey. We probably never will on this channel.
No, we're not. Hockey's dead to everybody. So
yeah, yawn. So, but yeah, so we're going to give our predictions. I'm sure things are going to be pretty controversial here. So let us know what you guys think of our predictions because they're probably going to be entirely different.
Yeah.
Uh, but let's kind of get things rolling here. And I think I think we have the bracket that we can pull up.
Yeah, we do. I'm actually going to pull it up, guys. So give me 1 second here so you guys can kind of see it yourselves who are watching. Let's see. 1 second. Blah da da. Flu.
And there we are in the
And
corner. I feel like we're in timeout.
there we are.
Yep.
As we should
Are we
be. So, guys,
are we in
as you can
timeout,
see,
Ned?
we have the NBA playoff bracket up. What?
I said, are we in timeout?
Yeah, are we in timeout? Z, you should still be in jail for what you did in 6th grade.
Oh,
We don't need to go in
man.
that story.
No, we really don't. But in case you guys are wondering, it's really not that serious. So don't think I'm a criminal.
Yeah. Well, let's just say Z should still be behind bars. Well, what was it like being arrested, Z, in 6th grade?
I think I got to tell this story now because people are gonna be wondering again.
Go ahead.
Yep, I'll go ahead and say it. Take the bracket off. Put me on the spotlight.
No, it's staying up. It's staying up.
Well, pretty much, guys. There's
Make
really
it
not
quick.
much.
Make it quick.
Yeah, there's pretty much not much to it. In 6th grade, somebody, I'm not gonna say his name, but he went into my personal Facebook and he was tagging inappropriate posts, or like he was tagging inappropriate names, I should say, on people's profile pictures. And of course, like he was doing it, but it was on my profile, so it showed up in my name. The family filed for harassment, and 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 the police came to the school, uh, and took me and like two others, and then after that, this is where I take accountability. Me and like 3 or 4 other kids, we went into a like tunnel that like was under a road, like a bike path, I guess. Um, and we graffitied and we did vandalism. So, uh, so I did end up going to juvie. I had I had 24 hours community service. I had my license suspended until I was 18. I had to write a personal letter to the court, to the board, to the judge, and to the family. Uh, and that's the full story. So the only thing I personally did wrong, yep, I mean, just clap it up, clap it up. The only thing that I personally did wrong was I graffitied and did vandalism. But what's kind of crazy behind it, and I don't know if you know this, I don't know if you remember this, but when we went there, we we wrote like a couple things. Like we didn't do anything like too extravagant. Like yeah, we graffitied, but like we didn't do anything like too crazy. And then like a couple days later, we went back to that same tunnel and the whole entire from we're talking maybe like 20, 30 yards of how long this tunnel is. The whole thing was covered. The whole thing. And it wasn't from us. It wasn't. So like other people that walked through it must have started putting things, and like a lot of things end up being very inappropriate and very violent. And obviously the only people that were accused were us. So we took the fault, and yeah, that was that was all the way in 6th grade. And
Unbelievable.
so then our 6th grade teacher told Nate and another guy out to not hang out with me.
Yeah, our teacher did say that he doesn't want Zach hanging out with us. So
McGallion.
So McGallion, he's been retired for I think about 9 years now.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
Well, anyway, guys, that's a very short version of the story. Z did leave out a couple parts that were a lot more serious. But
Oh, how? What did I leave out? What did I leave out? Those were the serious parts.
I'm just kidding. Relax.
Not trying to get arrested then.
God, how about when you're on the bike and a cop came up and put you in the car?
Oh man. that had nothing related to that story though. That's the thing.
Oh, Z is a walking freaking warrant, dude.
But that was all in the same year. In case you guys are wondering what he's talking about, that's another story where I went over to my friend's house after school, Elios.
God.
I went over to to my friend's house after school, and I didn't let I didn't let Annette know where I was. And so like 6, 7 hours after school without notifying my mom or sister or any of my friends where I was. I think Nate knew where I was. I can't remember.
Yeah, I had no idea where you were at.
Well, well, for some reason, Annette ended up calling the police thinking I was kidnapped. So so when I was just in the neighborhood the whole time, and I was riding my bike back at like 9 o'clock at night or something like that.
Idiot.
And I was riding it down the neighborhood road, and a police pulled me over. A policeman in a car pulled me over, and he asked for my name, and then he took me in the car and drove me home.
Did you take your bike with you?
Yeah, I did. And I get home and there's like 8 cop cars, and I'm like, God, I was gone for 4 hours. Oh man, but
Oh, it's fantastic, Z. It
it is
really is.
it's a very serious thing that's not funny to joke about. So,
Yeah.
uh, you know, we always
I think to this day they should still be having you in in county jail, honestly.
yeah, you're right.
See, imagine you graffitiing in 6th grade as a 6th grade kid, and you're still in jail all these years later.
Listen, Ed, it was a mistake. It was a mistake, and we took accountability.
Yeah,
And here we are 13 years later, and we're
and you still don't take accountability anymore. So what happened?
yeah, you're right. Anyways,
Oh
moving on.
man,
Moving on.
moving on, guys.
We're 12 minutes in. We haven't even got on topic yet.
No, exactly. So I don't think we'll be going under an hour.
Probably not.
But ladies and gentlemen, this is the NBA playoff brackets,
Yep.
and Z and I are gonna go through it. Gonna make our predictions. Gonna put our own thoughts out here, why we think what we think, blah blah blah. Probably get off topic for a little bit as well throughout it. But anyway, I'm not really excited about the NBA playoffs because number one, I'm just not really a big NBA guy anymore compared to, well, it's not even really comparable. I loved the NBA back in the day, growing up and into my early teens. And over the last probably 7, 8 years, I just haven't really cared. I don't like the way the game changed. I don't like the direction the league was going, blah, blah, blah. And I will say at least the last couple years, both conferences were getting more balanced out. But this year, I don't really have a ton of excitement. I'll watch. But I don't really have much I don't even want to say excitement because it's not like, oh my God, NBA playoff time, can't freaking wait. But I don't really view it in the way that I have the last couple years. I feel like that it's more it's more limited with teams this year. Z, how do you feel about the NBA playoffs this season?
Looking forward to it. Just only really only for the single fact of the Suns. Obviously, I feel like if the Suns were in the play-in, or even if they weren't in it at all, then
Right.
then I would probably have no interest. I mean, like, I do agree with you. Like, you know, with me not being as excited as I was the last couple years for it, and again, like the Suns are a big reason for that. But no, I think you bring up a pretty valid point. So I think as I go through each series here, I'll kind of say like if it's worthy of. I think if I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch it.
Right. Right. I hear you. I really do. So, Z, should I take this off and put us full screen, or you want to leave it like this?
I say we leave it like this for now while we do the play-in.
All right, that's fine.
Mhm.
All right, so we have the play-in that starts tomorrow, or really today. As you're watching this, you'll be watching this on Monday. But anyway, actually, real quick before I get in, if you guys missed our recent episode where Z and I were talking about the top 5 best and worst things about Universal and Disney, check that out. We wanted to think of something kind of fun to do. So if you guys want to watch that, check that out. I was delayed by 2 or 3 days of it because of my editing software was just an absolute just headache. And then I finally got it situated. And so that's why it was up. That's why I was a little delayed. This will be up. You'll be watching this Monday night.
Yep.
So check that out, guys. But anyway, West and East play-in. Let's start with the East side first. We got the Raptors and the Bulls, the 9 and the 10 seed, and then we got Miami and the Atlanta Hawks, the 7 and the 8th seed. So now I'm pretty sure how the play-in goes is that whatever is the highest seed that wins just advances right away, right?
That's what it says right there, Ren.
Where? Oh, there it is. I see. So we have winner 9-10. What does
So
that mean?
so whoever's the winner of the 9 versus 10 match plays the loser of the 7 versus 8 match, and whoever wins
Right.
that game
Okay.
gets the last
Okay.
spot.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So Raptors, Bulls. Neither of these teams are playoff worthy teams. I don't care what anybody says. I hate the play-in. I know it's something new that the NBA wanted to do during the bubble, and they've kept it since. And I understand that as time goes on, leagues adapt, leagues make changes. I get it. I just don't really care seeing an under 500 team that's a 10 seed get an opportunity to make the playoffs. I
Mhm.
don't really care about that. But it is what it is. So Raptors, Bulls. I'm gonna go the Chicago Bulls here, Z. I'm gonna
I
go with
disagree.
Chicago Bulls. You have Zach LaVine. You have. I don't really need to go over the teams. The Bulls, I think, have been well. A team like Toronto as well. I feel like both teams are kind of evenly matched, so I feel like either team could go either way. I feel like with just kind of some of the Bulls in terms of a little bit more, maybe more, a little bit more star power, a little bit more of experience. In the sense of when you look at Toronto's team, they have a lot much younger team than where they were in 2019, 2020. They have a lot of new guys. Chicago's got some guys that have been there before. And it might sound a little cliche, but I like Chicago in a close game against Toronto.
All right. I actually disagree. I'm gonna take Toronto. But the thing is with these play-in games is that like it's a one-time game, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's just like, and these teams are obviously so close to each other record-wise, seeding-wise. So it's like it's just like a March Madness game, right? It's like
Right.
whoever's just feeling it that day, is gonna win. I'm gonna take
Right.
Toronto just for the simple fact, just because I think they've been kind of heating up as the season's gone on. They've gotten healthier. I think they have a younger and just faster team than Chicago does. So
Right.
I'm gonna take Toronto to win that game against Chicago to play the loser of the Heat versus Hawks.
Okay. All right. So Z, first disagreement on this. Z's got the Raptors. I have the Bulls. 7 and 8 seed. I'm picking the Atlanta Hawks to win.
I disagree again.
The reason why I pick the Hawks, man, is because I keep up with. Now, I'm not saying I keep up with the Miami Heat necessarily in a sense where I keep up with everything that they do and how every single game of theirs goes. But as somebody who's a sports bettor like myself, I'm able to kind of see what happens a lot more than if I didn't sports bet. And I have not liked the Miami Heat all year, dude. They did absolutely nothing in the offseason. They did nothing at the trade deadline. You have a point guard situation that doesn't add anything to your team. You have Jimmy Butler, who we know Jimmy Butler, we know Bam. Other than those two, when it comes to this time of year, I don't really see this team really competing with really most of these teams. I just don't. You look at Tyler Hero can maybe give you 25 points or something like that, but when you look at the bench, when you look at what they got at forward, the point guard situation I think is miserable. Rather, when you look at a team like Atlanta, you got Trae Young, you got DeJounte Murray. I think you got guys defensively, Clint Capella, stuff like that, that can match up better. I like Atlanta's bench better. And I think that Atlanta's gonna give them the upper hand, man. I have not liked the way the Heat have been playing basketball over the last 2 months at all.
Yeah. So again, I'm actually going to go the opposite direction on this. I am going to go the Heat. Um, I'm gonna go for the Heat just for the simple fact that I think they are just gonna be more experienced than the Atlanta Hawks are in this kind of situation. Uh, I think you bring up a great point with the Heat. I mean, Duncan Robinson, yawn. Max Strus, yawn. Who
Kyle
else?
Lowry, yawn.
Yawn. Caleb Martin, yawn.
Kevin Love, yawn.
But I'm still gonna take the Heat just based off the experience they have with Butler, Adebayo, even Eric Spoelstra as the head coach. Uh, I'm gonna take the Heat to win this game, moving on to play the Celtics in the first round. So
Okay.
I would have Heat versus Raptors, and you would have Heat versus Bulls. Or excuse me,
You mean Hawk? You'd have Hawks versus Raptors.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So Z has the Heat moving on to play the Celtics second round, and then his play-in is Atlanta and Toronto. So Z, who is the winner of that?
I'm gonna take the Hawks.
Okay. So regardless, either way, Z and I both have the Hawks and the Heat in the playoffs. It's just a matter of what seeding that they have, because I do think the Heat would beat Chicago, and the Heat
Mhm.
would move on to play the Milwaukee Bucks instead of the Boston Celtics, as Z thinks. So
Mhm.
both have the same teams advancing in the East for the play-in, just different seeding. Let's go to the West.
Mhm.
We have the New Orleans Pelicans and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then we have the Lakers, the 7 seed, and we have the Timberwolves as the 8 seed. So Z, how do you like this Pelicans Thunder matchup?
Yeah. Zion Williamson is a joke.
Yeah, he really is.
How's this guy getting paid that much money? And the
Yeah,
guy doesn't play. The guy doesn't even help out the team.
no, he doesn't.
I mean, it's just when is this guy supposed to play?
There's no
Like,
timetable, Z.
does he ever play? You know
Not
what I
really.
mean? Like, has he ever played a full season in his career?
No.
No. And I'm not gonna go into Zion Williamson because he's a freaking joke.
Yeah,
But
no, he really is. He really is. And they gave him a new 5-year contract when he was healthy playing this year. And then here he is. He's been out the last 2 months,
it's like longer.
3 months.
Yeah. Anyways,
So
it's this is a toughie. Um, the thing is though is I actually don't have either of these teams getting um into the top 8. So I'm just gonna say my whole prediction. I'm not really gonna get really too much into it with the plan over here. I think the Lakers beat the T Wolves to play the. Here we go.
go ahead, Z. Go ahead.
I think the Lakers beat the Timberwolves to play the Grizzlies in the first round. I think the Timberwolves will play the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think the Thunder will beat the Pelicans, and I think the Timberwolves will beat the Thunder to play the Nuggets in the first round.
Okay. All right. So I agree. I think the Lakers move on right away, play the Grizzlies. I think OKC is going to be the team that moves on. And I think that they defeat the Pelicans, they defeat the Timberwolves, and they face the Denver Nuggets in the first round of the playoffs.
All right.
I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the most underrated players in the league. He's a phenomenal scorer. I like what the Thunder have with some of their younger guys. The future is very bright for them, especially with all the draft picks they have. Toothpick will be back for them next year, so that will help them. But when we look at the state of the Pelicans, or we look at the state of the Timberwolves, I'm just not sold on it. Can go either way, I feel like, against the Thunder, but I'm going to pick an underdog, an upset there, a 10 seed to get in. So, but yeah, so that's our play-in predictions, and we will get into normal bracket. Z, I'm going to remove this bracket, and ladies and gentlemen, Z and I will just go round by round here, and you can either pull it up yourself and listen as well, or as you see, that's going to be Z very, very soon without any teeth because he does not take care of his.
Yeah. Let's get rolling here, man. Let's get rolling.
Oh man, brush the teeth every other day.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so we're
brush.
gonna
I
move that, and here
I
we are.
brush. I brush them twice a day, and
Yeah, you brush twice a day. So
and here we go. Here we go again. Off topic.
Yeah, here we are off topic. So let me pull it up. Let me go to the bookmarks here. Okay. All right, so Z, so you have the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Atlanta Hawks in the first round of the Eastern Conference.
This is just sweep city all over it.
Sweep city. So he is taking the Milwaukee Bucks in 4 games, sweeping the Atlanta Hawks.
I'll say
and moving on
4-1.
to the second round.
I'll say
All right,
4-1.
so he's taking the Bucks in 5, sweeping or in 5 games, moving on to the second round. So for me, I have the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Miami Heat, and I'm going to take the Bucks in 5 against the Miami Heat. So we both have the Bucks moving on in the first round, and both play-in teams are already eliminated. So,
Yep.
So there we go. So let's go on to the second seed Boston Celtics taking on it would be the Atlanta Hawks for me. I'm going to take the Boston Celtics in 6 games. And I think the Celtics will move on to round 2.
Right.
So Z, you would have the Boston Celtics taking on the Miami Heat.
Right. I'm actually gonna do the exact same thing. I think the Celtics would beat the Heat in 6. So give me
6 games.
Celtics 4-2.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. There you go.
No upsets yet. No upsets.
No upsets yet. So now we have, sticking with the Eastern Conference, we have the Cavs versus the Knicks. I feel like this could maybe be a pretty good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
You have a team like the New York Knicks who have been playing pretty good basketball, have probably been better than probably a handful of people have thought. Julius Randle has become one of the most underappreciated players in the league. And there's Z. Nobody's buying what he does because he's moving with his head and not his waist, not his body. So
you'll be seeing me play in a weekend.
Yeah, in a week. I hope there's no officials. And then we got a team with the Cavs with Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland. You guys know the deal with that. I'm going to pick Cleveland in 7 games.
All right. This has to be the toughest prediction out of any first round matchup. Oh, the Warriors. Yeah, no, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
No. No, this has to be the toughest prediction to give in the first round. I see this series going all the way to a game 7 because these two match up with each other so well. I mean, we got Jalen Brunson on Darius Garland. We got Donovan Mitchell on RJ Barrett. We got Evan Mobley on Julius Randle. Jared Allen on Mitchell Robinson. Right. So I mean, it's just such an even matchup, and I feel bad for Donovan Mitchell because he's always had the worst luck in the playoffs,
Yeah,
and unfortunately, it's going to continue this year.
Yep.
And it's going to go all the way to 7, and the Knicks are going to win. I've been pretty high on the Knicks this year. I think they're, I know they got off to a slow start, but when they brought Josh Hart on the team, and Julius Randle really started finding his groove, I thought, obviously Tom Thibodeau is a Coach of the Year candidate. So I'm gonna take the Knicks in 7.
Z, the play-in's on Tuesday, not tomorrow.
That's what I said. I said it was on Tuesday.
Oh, I thought you said tomorrow. Okay, so you're going Knicks in 7 then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me look for something real quick.
Okay. What time did you wake up today, Ann?
I woke up around 11:30. See,
that sounds right.
Yeah. Well, I'm completely content with that. Thank you. All right. So let's see. So next up, we would have the Sixers and the Nets. This is a yawn city if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, for sure.
This is absolutely yawn city. You know that there's some casual, some 2020 fans. Oh, Brooklyn, Cam, Michael, Nets, Sixers. TNT is so excited to broadcast this game. I will probably not even watch a game.
I might watch game 1.
Give me the Nets in 4.
I agree.
Or Sixers in 4. I mean, give me the Sixers in 4. I mean,
yeah, Nets in 4.
Sixers in 4, ladies and gentlemen. Sixers in 4. Joel Embiid is going to win MVP.
I got one thing to say to that, Ed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just plug in the Dirt Devil.
Yeah, plug in the Dirt Devil.
It is going to be a sweep city written all over it.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. So Z and I both have Sixers sweeping the Nets. So Z has Milwaukee advancing to round 2. So do I. Celtics advancing round 2, as do I. I picked the Cavs. He picked the Knicks to advance, both picking 7 games. And we both picked the Sixers to advance in the Eastern Conference to round 2 as a sweep. So let's move to the West now. Let's move to the West. Doing the first round, the Western Conference, we have Denver. I have Denver versus the Thunder. He has Denver versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. As you can see by Z's reaction, he will not be watching a game.
Yawn, the Nuggets are.
Nuggets and Timberwolves. You think about that. Nuggets and Timberwolves.
All right. Well, am I kicking off that one?
Yes, you are.
So I'm not going to pick the Timberwolves to win, but
Oh, yeah.
I am going to say it's going to go to 7 games.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
It is going to go to 7 games. The Nuggets are going to struggle against a team that matches up, I feel like, pretty well with the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. But I think the Nuggets pull it out at the end and move on and 7 against Minnesota.
Okay. So I have the Nuggets and the Thunder. I have the Nuggets in 4. I think the Nuggets sweep the Thunder. And Nuggets move on to round 2. So that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's go on to the Suns and Clippers. This matchup could be decent. I don't think Paul George is going to be back for this matchup, but right, he's still out, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. So hard to say if he will be back or not. I doubt it. Suns and Clippers. I'm picking the Suns in 6.
Yeah. So a very underrated story in this series is obviously gonna be Kevin Durant versus Russell Westbrook. So it's gonna be interesting to see those two go against each other in the playoffs for I think the first time.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going Suns in 6 just because Suns have shown certain areas of inconsistency, and I still think they're trying to gel together. And I think throughout the playoffs, throughout this first round, we might see a little bit of that. But at the end of the day, as long as Kevin Durant's healthy, yeah, I think Suns advance.
Yeah. So obviously I agree with the Suns advancing. I'm actually going a little bit differently. I think they'll win in 5. Uh, I think they, especially if Paul George is playing, I think the Suns are just going to overmatch them. So give me the Suns 4-1 over the Clippers.
Okay. So Z and I both have the Suns moving on to round 2. Kings and Warriors. I think this is the other intriguing matchup. I think a lot would agree. Got to give credit to the Kings. The Kings have been absolute poverty since 2001 and have not been to the playoffs in however many years it would be. But a guy like Mike Brown taking this Kings team where they traded for Sabonis last year and a Kings team that really played well together, adding Kevin Herter, drafting Keegan Murray, a guy in Harrison Barnes, who, he's not really anything special, but he's been there for a little bit. They have a decent bench. And then you're leading by De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis. I think it could be a team that could probably maybe find themselves a second round, but I'm not going to doubt the Golden State Warriors. With Andrew Wiggins coming back, Klay Thompson can still play. Steph Curry, man, against a Kings team where it's their first run there. I think the Kings, if they can add to themselves throughout the offseason, I think that they can have a pretty nice future ahead of them. But I'm gonna go with the Golden State Warriors and what could be a last hurrah because Draymond Green is a free agent.
Yeah.
And they could trade Klay Thompson. They could move off him possibly. So it could be a last hurrah in terms of the Warriors' big 3 together. But I'm gonna pick Golden State to beat the Kings in 6 games.
I actually agree with you there, and
There we go.
I think Warriors win it in 6. No hate to the Kings if they win.
Nope.
They certainly have a
Mike Brown is coach of the year.
They certainly have a possibility to beat the Warriors.
They do. And I'd love to see it. Go Kings. I'm honestly, aside from the Suns, I'm probably, and I guess the Heat, I'm rooting for the Kings in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I don't know, man. Yeah. I think just with Wiggins coming back, Poole's been balling, Curry and Klay are healthy, Draymond. I mean, I just, I'm not gonna doubt the Warriors until they lose. So, yeah, give me the Warriors in 6.
I think it's fair to say, man. I think honestly most would probably pick the Warriors in this situation.
Mhm.
And then we got the Grizzlies and the Lakers, and this could be decent too. I think that this could be a good matchup. Lakers have been playing pretty good basketball the last few weeks. Obviously, the concern is can Anthony Davis stay healthy throughout their playoff tenure, however long they're in there for? Can LeBron stay healthy? I think those are the 2 biggest things. But you look at a Lakers team that they really revamped themselves from the trade deadline. And there was a lot of concern with LeBron being injured when he got injured shortly after the All-Star break. And okay, well, this Lakers team, are they going to take a step back? And Anthony Davis was out for a little bit again, but they stood the course. Both are back. Both have been playing good basketball. This is a tough one. I feel like this is the toughest one for me to predict because I look at a Memphis team as well. This is tough. This is tough. I feel like that this is going to be a year where the Lakers, because they missed the playoffs last year, and then the year before that they lost in the first round, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the year they get past the first round. I'm picking the Lakers in 7 games. I know Z is somebody who really thinks that LeBron James cares about him. And he thinks LeBron thinks about him. He thinks LeBron talks about him. He thinks LeBron plays for him. And at the end of the day, that if something happened to Z, LeBron could care less. So Z, what do you have to say?
I'm not even going to comment on that part.
OBJ! How's China, LeBron? How's China?
Yeah. And this is exactly what I meant by I was getting off topic.
Continue on, Z. Continue on.
But you can see I was trying to answer and things got
you were just sitting there smiling away because you were thinking of freaking hair loss. Well, LeBron has a receding hairline. I do as well.
How's that forehead doing?
Yeah, how's that forehead?
Look at your freaking forehead.
It's a lot smaller than how it looks on camera.
Yeah. Anyways, and you've never said something so right in your life.
Yep.
That's what I had to say. So maybe if you gave me a chance, say going off for no reason.
Well, there was no reason for you to be smiling the way you were.
So I couldn't agree more. I despise the Grizzlies. I'm sorry. I used to support them, not anymore.
Dillon Brooks is, he is a jackass.
What a joke.
He really is. John Morant's a joke himself, and I hope that he's bettering himself because I like watching him play a lot. But I think with the Grizzlies, man, I think that there's going to be a little too much there. I think with certain things that have been going on as well. I think they're a little shaky.
Yeah. No, I mean, the Grizzlies are definitely a team that have a future. But no, man, I think this might be we might be seeing LeBron's last run in the playoffs here.
It's possible.
Knows? Yeah, who knows? But
he's still dominant as ever.
Oh no, for sure. So who knows if this is the last run, but he's in it now, and I think I do agree with you where I think they would beat the Grizzlies. Yeah. And I'm kind of way between 6 or 7. Like I said, it just really just depends on the durability and the health of AD and LeBron during the series.
Right.
Game 4, I'm gonna decide to go to the beach instead of going instead of going to play the game.
It's vacation time, Z.
Yeah, it is. So, but no, I'm gonna take the Lakers to move on. So I think we all have the same 4 teams moving on.
We do. Yes, we do. So those are our second round teams from the West and the Eastern Conference. Moving on to the second round. Let's go back to the Eastern Conference here, Z. So round 2, we are going to have it would be Milwaukee facing the 4 or the 5, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So I have the Bucks taking on the Cavaliers. You have the Bucks taking on the New York Knicks. So I will start on this one since you started with the West. The thing with Milwaukee, I am a big fan of Giannis. I love Giannis's plays. And even though that my stance on the NBA, Z, you know how it's been for a long time now, but there's certain guys in the NBA I respect a lot, and I respect their game a lot. And no matter what era, even if they were playing when I was big in the NBA, I would still like them just as much. And Giannis is one of those guys. I think Giannis might be my favorite player in the league. I just respect a lot that he does. And looking at when he first came to the league and over all the years, just how much he got better, dude. He doesn't take days off, man. I respect that so freaking much. So Bucks, Cavs, I'm going to take Milwaukee in 6 games.
Yeah.
And Cleveland, great future. So just because Cleveland lost this year, adding Donovan Mitchell was huge. They have a great future ahead of them. They'll do whatever they do in the offseason. But I think Cleveland can be a team that gets to the Eastern Conference Finals next year. I really do. As long as they keep the course, maybe you add a little bit here, you add a little bit there. Not quite sure, but I think I'm going Milwaukee in 6 games. Moving on to the Eastern Conference Final.
I do agree. I do agree. Have Milwaukee moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals, taking out the New York Knicks. I view the same way with the Knicks as I do with the Cavs, where they do have a bright future. Continuity is important for them, but I don't think it's a bad thing getting the second round, getting taken out by the Bucks, who are just, who are an aging team. They are an aging team. But for now, they're still as dominant as ever, obviously being the 1 seed. So give me the Bucks moving on to the ECF.
How many games? 6?
6.
6 games. All right. So Z and I are both in agreement on that. Moving on, Sixers versus Celtics. And man, this will be a darn good series. This is going to be a darn good series.
Yeah.
And this is a toss-up for me. This really is. Boston made the finals last year. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay, just want to check that. There we go. Okay, so Boston was. Yeah, you're not schooling anybody. That's never ball if I ever seen it. Boston made the finals last year. They pretty much kept the same core, and we have a team in Philadelphia who I think is just as good, and they're going to have the MVP on their team. I feel like with Philadelphia, dude, they just fall short every year. Over the last 2 years, so I don't want to say every year. Over the last 2 years, they've just fallen short. And with Boston, it's tough. This is a very tough prediction here. I feel like you could honestly go either way with this. I think both are very well matched up. I think Joel Embiid takes over the series, though. I think he does. I think he shows up as the MVP and continues to solidify himself throughout this playoff as a top 5 player in this league. I'm going to the Philadelphia 76ers in 6 games. I'm going the Philadelphia 76ers in 6 games. Finally getting over the hump.
Once again,
this was a tough decision, Z. This was a tough decision.
I understand it because I was in the same ballpark as you. But again, I am in agreement with you. I do like the Celtics. I like Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, the whole group they got there. But yeah, no, I just think the Sixers are due. I think the Sixers are due with Joel Embiid and even James Harden. James Harden, who's been in the playoffs all 14 years he's been in the league, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's a great accomplishment.
But yeah, I will take the Sixers in 6 to move on to play the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay. So we have the same conference final. We've honestly pretty had a very similar East, just a different direction a little bit with the play-in and the Cavs and Knicks series. So, okay, so you have your Eastern Conference Final set up. So let's move back to the West round 2. We are going to have the Nuggets versus the Phoenix Suns, right?
Right.
Okay. So this could be
tough
a
one.
close matchup.
Tough one.
This could be a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with Denver, my problem with Denver is that I don't see enough on the team of getting them in a 7-game series, all 4 rounds. I don't see it. I don't have faith in Michael Porter. Don't have faith in Aaron Gordon, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Is Denver a good team? Yeah.
Bones Highland. Oh, no, he's on the Clippers.
He's on the Clippers now.
Sorry. Kenneth Faried.
Yeah. Kenneth Faried, Ty Lawson. Never forget Andy was a Nuggets fan.
Never forget it.
Then he was a Warriors fan the year after.
Never forget sophomore year he was a Eagles fan, and then one off season turned into a Denver Broncos fan.
Yeah. Yeah. So you explain that to me. I'm not really quite sure. But But anyway, moving on. Don't need to get into that. Denver's a good team. They're a really good team. But I don't see them in a best of 7. When you look at their roster in a best of 7 series each round, I don't see them keeping up. I don't. I'm going to pick the Phoenix Suns here in 6 games against the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah. So this is one where I am leaning towards the Suns. Of course, people are going to call us biased, but I don't care.
Well, if I'm biased, explain to me how I had the Miami Heat losing in 5.
But yeah, no, I think this is a matchup that's potential to go into 7. Obviously, last time the Suns faced this team, they swept them. I know that was obviously 2 years ago, and things are different now. I don't think Jamal Murray played in the series when they played them a couple years ago.
No,
I think
no,
he
they
was
did not.
injured.
No, he did not.
Right. So obviously I think it'll be a lot closer than it is this time. I don't think the Suns will sweep them, but I think in 6, closing it out in Phoenix, I think is fair. I think that Nuggets match up with the Suns very well, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them because DeAndre Ayton's a freaking cupcake down in under the basket.
Yeah, he's a cupcake.
Guy's trash at rebounding. Guy can't defend. Guy can't box out. Freaking modern day Amari.
Yeah, he
And
is. 7
so
rebounds a game.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's funny. He averages like 10 a game, but the last couple of games watching him, yeah, just God, this guy's like built like almost built like David Robinson. He's like 7 feet tall, and he's getting pushed out of the way. He's not boxing out guys. So a lot of this is going to depend on DeAndre Ayton because he's going to be on Jokic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, anyways,
Oh, man.
so give me the Suns in 6 against Denver.
Sounds good, Z. So we are
Suns in
both in
4.
agreement on that. Yeah, Suns in 4.
I
Yeah.
remember that guy.
You think he's still a fan today?
He's got to be.
Yeah, I would hope so. So we both have Suns defeating the Nuggets in 6 games. I'm on full agreement with Z on everything he said. DeAndre Ayton is very skeptical against Nikola Jokic, but I trust everybody else in the Suns over the Nuggets. So we have the Lakers versus the Warriors then.
That would be amazing.
That would be a pretty fun matchup, very entertaining, I think. And again, this really comes on to the Lakers' health. So Lakers and Warriors, both California teams. I think California would probably be rocking if this series happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is tough.
No, it's not.
I think it's a little tough for me, Z, just because I don't really know. I know who my winner is. I just don't know how many games. I already have my winner. And I'm going with the Golden State Warriors. Hold on. Got to plug in my my laptop real quick.
Hold on. I got you guys.
It's either that or die Z, and we have to redo the whole thing. Yep. And this is exactly why we will see you later. Thanks. So, anyway, guys, as he's sleeping and everything else as he's asleep, I'm picking the Warriors to defeat the Lakers. Hey, Budsy, you were sleeping, you woke up, and you weren't on the screen anymore.
Yeah. Well,
picking the Warriors to defeat the Lakers because I think one big thing is just because the durability of LeBron and AD in a back-to-back long-term series. And I think with Golden State, yeah, you can play the card in the sense, oh, you know, they've been here for however many years, and they've been doing this for how many years. But I think when you really look at both sides, I mean, dude, Steph and Clay in the playoffs against D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves. Really? Andrew Wiggins possibly being back. The durability questions of LeBron and Anthony Davis. I'm going Warriors in 6 games, Z. Maybe 5.
Yeah. So So I agree. I don't agree with 6, but I agree Warriors win in 5.
Yeah. I was leaning towards 6 or 5. I just didn't know which one I wanted to do.
Right. So there's, like I said, there's really not much to it. Just the durability and the age of LeBron and AD's obviously health issues. But could the series go longer? Absolutely. But yeah, no. Give me the Warriors in 5. Successful season for the Lakers, especially with how they started off the season 2-10. So give me the Warriors to move on, meaning that we have the Warriors versus Suns, both N and I both also have the Sixers versus the Bucks.
Right. Right.
Here's where it gets
So when
good.
we look at when we look at these conference final games, here's what's different. You look at a Suns team, last time they were in this position was 2 years ago, correct? Z, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We know the Suns really deflated themselves. They got upset in round 2 last year. And the year before that, they were in the West Conference Finals and made the finals. What's different with the Suns, we obviously know Kevin Durant. But I think what's different too is the Suns have been in this have been in this position now for the last 2 seasons.
Deeper bench too.
Right. Right. Their bench is better. They have better play in terms as well of guys who can keep up with these other teams as the playoffs go on, which is something that they did not have the last 2 seasons. When we look at the Warriors, I don't think are as quite as good as a team that they have been in recent years. They struggled a lot this season. They found themselves being the 6th seed. They've been playing better basketball. Steph Curry's been playing well. And you can't count out the Warriors as long as they have their guys together. You can never count them out. And Z and I did not count them out. And I don't have the Warriors here just because, oh, dude, like they're champions, you can't count them out. I have them here just because in terms of the favoring of the matchups and stuff like that, honestly, like I'm still not sold on the Warriors being necessarily a championship team. I'm not sold on them making a run as they have in recent years. But I am sold on them in the sense of them being able to take down some of these younger teams or some of these teams that might have some questions on them because the Warriors have been here. They've done that. And I don't know, maybe they might view is that, okay, you know, people are doubting us, you know, we're not the same team we were, stuff like that. So that could come into play. When we look at the East, I look at a team, the Sixers, I feel like are better than the last 2 years than where they've been there. Milwaukee, as Z said, is aging, but also they're still really just as good as they have been. I feel like the Eastern Conference Final is more tough for me than the West, but I feel like both these matchups, if this happened, would be really good. Don't you agree, Pencilhead?
Yeah.
How's that eraser on the back of your beanie?
Yeah, you're right.
It's not winter, Z. We're in April. Jeez.
What's the temperature?
How about you have your blood thicken out a little bit?
Whatever that means.
Jeez, freaking thin blood.
Yeah, thin blood.
Anyway,
I agree. And
winner.
I agree. I thought you were to keep talking, so keep going.
Yep. Well, I was just seeing if you're agreeing. So Z, before we pick our winners here, is there anything that you want to say about this conference championship games?
No, I think you kind of just hit the nail right on the head there. I think you know, just up and down from west to east, players who are experienced, players who are champions, players who are MVPs. And again, kind of like what we're saying, experience isn't everything. All because someone's an MVP or it's all because a team is a reigning champ doesn't mean that's why we have them in the top 4.
Right.
I mean, I feel like Ed and I in a very, in the right manner kind of explained how we think these teams will get here. But I'm sure it'll change for the both of us.
Yes.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, it could. So this is our one and done ultimate prediction. And then as the playoffs go on, we'll probably make another prediction video as the playoffs go on. But I think both these matchups could be really fun. I'm going to, starting off on the Eastern Conference side, I feel like this is the more tougher end of the two. Philadelphia, there's some things about them that when it comes to the Eastern Conference Finals that I don't quite trust. When I look at Milwaukee, I look at certain things in Philadelphia. I feel like Philadelphia could really expose on Milwaukee. I think again, this is a very even matchup. I think if it's any of the three teams, the Celtics, the Sixers, or the Bucks, I feel like either one of them, I feel like all three of those teams, no matter who's in that Eastern Conference final, it would be a very good matchup. But with that being said, I think the Sixers run ends, and I think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to defeat the Philadelphia 76ers and return back to the finals, simply given that when you look at Milwaukee's body of work over Philadelphia's, I just favor the team that has been doing it season after season. And that's not saying that that's going to be the ultimate reason why Milwaukee wins. I think when you really look at everything from and I'm not even going off rosters by roster. I don't really care about that. I think just how much of a winner Milwaukee is, man, compared to Philly, who hasn't won anything. I think again, Philly's got a great future. They do. If they keep Harden and Embiid together, Tyrese Maxey's really come along so far in his career. I think they got to upgrade a little bit over Tobias Harris. I think they got to add a little bit to their bench, to their forward positions. But I think Philadelphia can honestly be a championship caliber team next year. And I view Philly as a team that could win the championship this year. Just because I have them losing doesn't mean that I don't think they're championship caliber. I think all three of those teams in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think one of those three teams will win the whole thing. Probably. But when we look at just Philadelphia, Milwaukee, man, I can't overlook what Milwaukee's done. I can't overlook their body of work. And I'm going to give the edge to them. And again, I'm a big Giannis guy, man. And I think Giannis prevails again. I think Philadelphia has a very big chance of getting back there next year. I think Philadelphia has a chance, as we speak right now, to make a great run in this playoff. But I'm going Milwaukee. I'm going Milwaukee in 7 games.
So I said this after 2 years ago, and now I'm going to kind of jump the gun here because I'm going to include my Western Conference prediction too, and then you can do yours. I said this 2 years. I said this 2 years ago.
Okay.
Where the Suns and Bucks played in the finals, and the Bucks won. I said they were going to rematch. I didn't know when.
Yep.
Could have been the following year. Could have been the year after.
Yep.
But it will happen this year. The Suns versus Bucks will rematch in the NBA Finals. The Suns will beat the Warriors in 7. The Bucks will beat the Sixers in 7.
Okay.
And the Suns versus Bucks will rematch in the Eastern Conference Finals. In the finals.
Suns and Bucks in the NBA Finals, Z, huh? Not really quite sure why you're clapping, because the Suns are ultimately going down. So that's Z's ultimate final, NBA final right there. When you look at both conference finals again, I think both of these would be really good. So, Z, did you give a ultimate reasoning as to why you had the Milwaukee Bucks going over the Sixers?
I mean, again, I feel like I don't need to kind of repeat what you just said. I'm just as big of a Giannis fan as you are. I think when you have two of the top players in the league going after each other, Giannis versus Embiid, at that point, sure, it's about how your superstars perform. But at that point, it's about how their supporting cast is, to be honest. And I think the Bucks surround Giannis a lot better than the Sixers surround Embiid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I'm not gonna start comparing players, but I mean, obviously James Harden is great. Tyrese Maxey has been really good. Tobias Harris maybe above average. But I mean, I love Drew Holiday. Chris Middleton, a freaking tree stick. Brooke Lopez.
Forehead.
Brooke Lopez been having an outstanding season. Bob Porter's been having an outstanding season. They got Jay Crowder off the bench. They got Pat Covington off the bench. So it's just like they got Goran
Javante
Dragic.
Carter.
They got Goran Dragic off the bench. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they do.
But I just think the Bucks surround Giannis so much better than the Sixers do, and I think it's just kind of a dogfight battle where, like, and you can also include the Philadelphia crowd. They could get in the heads of the Milwaukee Bucks players, but again, with the Bucks being in this position, 2 years ago, right, when every single round would Giannis would be at the line, the fans would be chanting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. And, he'd be airballing free throws. And, I remember he went to Atlanta, they did it. And then obviously when we played Phoenix in the finals, they did it every single time. And it's just like, I feel like the atmosphere, like a Philadelphia atmosphere is not really going to affect the Bucks too much. And, I just think, again, they just surround Giannis better than the Sixers surround Embiid. Not to say the Sixers can't pull it out, but give me the Bucks grinding it out in 7. The Suns, give me it. Give me it in 7 as well. I mean, Chris Paul, who's he going to be guarding? I mean, whoever Chris Paul is guarding, that's who the Warriors are going to go after. So Suns versus Bucks rematch NBA Finals.
Yeah. When you look at the Western Conference Finals, Suns Warriors, I'm going Suns in 6. I think the Warriors run comes there. Who knows what happens to them? I think just the thing with the Suns, man, is that if Kevin Durant's playing, is healthy, he's just an ultimate game changer for them.
Mm-hmm.
He really is compared to all these other teams in the West. And right now, I'm not saying I view the Suns as a championship-worthy team. They have to prove that, I think.
Yeah.
But I think they can be, whether that's this season, whether that's next year. I definitely think they can be. But I think it's going to be the same outcome as it was in 2021, where the Milwaukee Bucks defeat the Phoenix Suns. Which would be a sad moment for all Suns fans. But when it's one of those things again, the Suns have to prove themselves, man. The Suns have to prove themselves and prove that they can hang with the big boys. No matter who that is in the East that they would face in the finals, if they would face the Warriors, the reigning champions, Suns have to prove themselves, and I think they can. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have them in my NBA final. But with the Bucks facing the Suns in the finals, I'm going to take Milwaukee in 7 games. And the season ends on August 31st. So the Milwaukee Bucks, the 2023 NBA champions. What about you, Z? Who's your champion? There we go. Here we go. All this just to say the same thing I said.
Do I have?
I know you have a Space Mountain beanie.
Hold on, I might.
Yep.
Never mind.
Guy thinks he has a ghost in his room.
I was looking for something for this moment, then.
Yeah. Why don't you just look at the jersey behind you?
This guy right here, who didn't bring us a ring.
Oh.
Out of all the years he played with the Suns, it wasn't his fault.
No.
We never won a ring.
No.
But the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I know where it's going.
You know what I'm saying.
I already do. You're going to say the same thing I said.
The Phoenix Suns will be crowned champions
Oh, there it is.
of the 2023 NBA season. For the very first time in Suns history, the drought, the rematch.
So Z went against his word last month where he said that the Suns would not win the championship this year.
Yeah.
No, that onion is feeling great.
I'll probably get another one on Wednesday, and I believe the Phoenix Suns. I truly believe it. That this year the Suns will win it. As a Suns fan my whole life, I've been heartbroken from 2006 to 2007 to 2010 to 2020. I've been heartbroken every single year. Even the days of Luis Scola, I was heartbroken. And I don't care what anybody says in the comments. I don't care what anybody says about me. No one's going to change my mind that the Phoenix Suns will win the finals this year. And how many games? I have no idea. I don't know. Give me 6. Give me 7. But the Phoenix Suns, Kevin Durant coming over. Chris Paul retires after this season, going out on top.
Wow. So Chris Paul does not finish his contract.
You heard it right here on the Who. Who are these guys? Are these guys podcast? You heard it live from me. Twitch down below.
Yep.
And you can never say one thing about my prediction ever again. Because also I told you Odell was going to sign with the Ravens and you didn't believe me. And now look what happened.
Well, I know you think the Ravens are going 17-0 now.
We'll get there in late July. So
yeah, late July. Well, guys, that is mine and Z's NBA playoff predictions here. That is a one and done prediction. As the playoffs go on, maybe we will. Well, Z left his chair, then we can take him out. So it will just be me. So as Z is gone, as Z left, and he dropped the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it. Oh, hold on. He's back. Oh, D actually gave you the jersey back. Yep. Well, why don't you hang that one up? It's already pulling out. Yep. I bought him that. And I bought him that Nash jersey. What's up? What else are you pulling out? Basketball jerseys for flag football. Think about that. Why do you guys have basketball jerseys for flag football?
I'm just kind of sticking on the basketball theme, so yeah. I'm not sure I decide the jerseys, but I love them. If you want one, I can give you one.
Well, why don't you answer the question? Why do you guys wear basketball jerseys for flag football?
Not sure. But yeah, that's it. Pretty dramatic ending here. But N has the Bucks winning in the finals in 7. I got the Suns winning the finals against the Bucks. So N and I's predictions were pretty much similar all the way through.
Yep.
And you know what? We're going to see if they come true. Yep. So play-in starts on Tuesday. Let us know what you guys think of our predictions. If you guys agree with them, disagree with them. If you're neutral on it, let us know. But that is my outro. I have one thing to say to you guys, as I always do after each episode, and you can open up your ears as well. Yep. But it's very, very simple. And the only thing I gotta say to you guys is never lose hope. Never lose hope in what you want to achieve in life. Never lose hope in who you are. So I love you guys. Appreciate you guys as we continue this journey. Phoenix Suns champions. I will be in the parade in Phoenix, and you can take me out of this video now.
Yeah. Well, Z, you'll be staying in the video. Thank you very much. You heard it here, guys. That's Z's final prediction of the 2023 NBA playoffs, as that is mine. Here we are in hour 9. Z wanted to go under an hour, and as per usual, we always go over an hour. That will not change. But guys, this is gonna be the last podcast before myself and my girlfriend fly out to Florida to go see Z, to go see Barry, to go see that disaster that is the Hutchings household. and so we will not have a video up probably until after April 20th. Probably the weekend after April 20th is when we will have a video up. But anyway, guys, we appreciate your support, and hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe on the channel if you have not. It helps the channel grow. We're 2 away from 50. So it's a big thank you to those who watch. It's a big thank you to those who subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel. We want to eventually start going live, get you guys involved in the show. Put comments down on what you want us to talk about. Nobody's done that yet. So feel free about that, guys. But pretty good video today. And ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys had a good Easter weekend. Jesus is alive, conquered death, and there's nothing greater that you can possibly celebrate than him alone. And Z's fish Joey was flushed down the toilets on Sunday. And as I predicted, that is what was going to happen. So I will be the one thinking of another name because I am the one that has named his last 2 fish. So that's how we're going to leave it, guys. That's how we're going to leave it. We will see you the weekend of after April 20th when we get back from our trip. It's going to be a good time, guys. Going to be a good time. And we will see you on that. Is there anything lastly you just want to say before we head off here? And you're not going to be able to say a word. So maybe next time when we get back from Florida, you can actually say something. If there's one extra thing you wanted to say, because all we got to do is look at your nose, look at your forehead, look at your beanie, look at your your balding head, and that should have been you being flushed down the toilet with Joey. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you back for episode 12 of Who Are These Guys after our Florida trip. We will see you all later.